You might want to build a fallout shelter because we're heading into a special election to replace Jeff Sessions, and Alabama is about to be carpet bombed with the kinds of political ads that make everybody hate politics. And the first bomb to drop is from our sort of incumbent Luther Strange. The ad begins with Big Luther steering his truck into a car wash, covered in, all right, wait, what is this? No mud in Alabama is this color. Unless this isn't mud at all and something, well, what you'll be seeing a lot more of through the rest of this ad.
Fighting corruption, big government.
Whoa, 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 wait. I don't know what this newspaper, the Valley Times, is, probably because no such newspaper exists, but this headline, no one ever wrote a headline like that because Luther Strange never admitted to investigating Bentley. In fact, while Strange was supposed to be investigating the governor, he was soliciting an appointment from the governor to take Jeff Sessions' place. And he even said that it was unfair for the press to suggest that such an investigation was taking place. Unfair in the sense that it was totally true. Next, more fake news from the Valley Times. This time insinuating that Luther Strange had something to do with the prosecution of Mike Hubbard. In reality, Strange had to remove himself from that case because his campaign had done business with Mike Hubbard's companies.
An investigation and governor's resignation.
Look, if Robert Bentley had pled guilty to a sex cover-up, I would have cut someone if they got between me and that headline. But the reality was, he pled guilty to some misdemeanor campaign finance violations. Not as sexy, I know. And there's one other thing I'd like to point out here. You see this content right here? That's the only thing that's real in the Valley Times because it was actually ripped from a column I wrote about Luther Strange. And it wasn't a very nice column. Finally, we get force-fed a bunch of political buzzwords like we're prisoners in Guantanamo.
Cutting spending, repeal Obamacare, slashing funds to sanctuary cities, using the funds to build a wall on the border.
Until we get to this.
Working with President Trump to drain the swamp.
That's right. Luther Strange will help Donald Trump drain the swamp. And he should know how, because the one thing this ad forgets to tell you is that before he was Alabama's Attorney General, Luther Strange was a registered lobbyist in Washington, D.C. for Transocean. He lived and worked in the swamp. Look, we all know politicians lie. And during campaign season, there's no such thing as truth in advertising. But some super PACs in Washington are throwing big money behind Big Luther. And it's important for you to know that some of the claims in this ad are as far from the truth as Alabama is from Washington, D.C. For Reckon, I'm Kyle Whitmire. Thanks for watching.